Hello everyone, I'm Twy and welcome to our first poem on this channel, Marionette. I'm not really sure how structured I want to make these readings and these analyses, so bear with me in this video as I figure it all out. I'm probably not gonna have this scripted, it's gonna be more raw, like kind of uh, remembering uh, what I referenced when I first wrote this poem, like going back to that place. So it might sound a bit rough around the edges. If you'd like more structured content from me, more structured analyses, you can let me know. I am definitely not opposed to trying something more structured, like via a script or something that I prepare in advance. But it could also be fun just going back to that place and coming up with like a fresh new take in the moment. That could also be something worthwhile exploring. But anyway, this poem came to me in May of last year during a time when one of my now former best friends decided to ghost me and block me everywhere out of nowhere. And this poem was my way of finally getting closure after trying to reach him just about anywhere and everywhere for about 3 weeks. So, yeah, let's get into it and do a reading first, and then we'll talk about it together. Alright, it all starts with the faking of smiles, the faking of laughs. Fake, fake, fake. Hide, hide, hide. If you could go back, would you do it all the same? I've been in that dark place and learned to do better. But how about you? Still tightening your own fetter? You keep running away from everything as if life itself is after you. All you have to do is stand and speak, but you can't, can you? You're too busy tying yourself down and disrespecting yourself, because all it takes is burning away the self. And all you're left with is a nice, good marionette. The words, promises stripped of any and all meaning, all dumped into a tomorrow as intricately fabricated, as easily bent as your will. What even is this will we speak of, when you are simply devoid of one? How does it feel to merely be a marionette, one that is dooming itself to a funeral pyre of its own making, where you last dumped your hopes and authenticity? Me? I decided something different. For nothing's worse than being friends with a marionette. Being one or being friends with one, it's truly hard to differentiate. I decided to speak and I told you to do the same. Just one true word from your meager heart. Was it too much to ask before drawing the dart? Coated in poison, the same poison that you knew had been time and time again used on me, people using me, leaving me. I am not some marionette that you can just throw out into the fire, for I can face the fire, as I have done time and time again. For I am human, you are not. All you are is a marionette. Right, I know that the ending might be a little bit intense, but if this needs any prefacing, I'm not dehumanizing this person here. It's all just purely for like the stylistic choice of like I'm comparing marionettes who move based on like stringed motions. It's like you're like a puppeteer who's controlling this puppet and stuff like that, and that's what emotions tend to do to us sometimes. They get a hold of us so strong that it's almost like we're not even like the main actors anymore. We're just a marionette that's being like purely strung along by their emotions. And this "for I am human, you are not" is kind of like me comparing myself and um, the person that I believed myself to be at that moment, to be someone who was acting in a very direct manner, like always being upfront with their feelings when it came to other people, always being honest and open as much as I could. And this marionette comparison is basically like people who do the opposite of that, who hide away their true feelings, who act a lot on impulse based on emotions. So, yeah, that's what this really means. It's not like I actively held immense hatred for this kind of person or anything like that. All right, then. That was kind of like the general theme of it. So now maybe we can stop and analyze each stanza and like each passage of this poem bit by bit. We have it all starts with the faking of smiles, the faking of laughs. If you could go back, would you do it all the same? Like this part here, it's basically like a reference to my past. You're probably familiar with that sort of thing where you're in high school, you're in like all sorts of different social cliques, and you're trying to fit in sometimes with people that maybe you don't really feel like they're a complete match, but you can't really be on your own, you can't be alone. It's like social death of a teenager. So sometimes you feel like you're forced to take actions like faking smiles, faking laughs, like laughing at other people's jokes and behaviors that maybe you don't really feel the same way about them. You're laughing along with the crowd, but deep down you feel like it's morally wrong what they're doing, and it's not really maybe even intellectually stimulating for you or anything, or like exciting, but you can't really come out and say that because you don't want to be excluded from the group. So we start coming up with these behaviors just to like fit inside the group and not be excluded from it. Maybe I repeated myself there, but you get the gist of it. And here we have I've been in that dark place and learned to do better. But how about you? Still tightening your own fetter? And this is basically me referencing my self improvement journey. I've tried as much as I could throughout the years to be more upfront with my own feelings and emotions, be more honest with people in general, and let go of behaviors like faking and acting around people. And still tightening your own fetter, it's like a call of action to like, I'm calling out this person, like, are you still doing that sort of behavior when we talked about it so often that we can just be honest with each other? Because this person, in general, like all of my friends, like I keep telling them, you can always be honest with me, like I'm here for you, like I'm here to hear all the good and the bad. Like if you feel like you're angry with me, if you feel like I've done you wrong, you can just come out and say it. And this is like a reference to that. Like I've told this person many times, stop, stop doing that. And you keep running away from everything as if life itself is after you. Once again, highlighting that constant struggle. Like I'm seeing him, he's stuck in this cycle. All you have to do is stand and speak, but you can't, can you? Once again, like I'm talking about how I've had numerous conversations with him about how important it is to be more assertive. You're too busy tying yourself down and disrespecting yourself because all it takes is burning away the self, and all you're left with is a nice, good marionette. So basically, when you take on this hidden persona, when you start acting so much, it's like you're burning this real raw layer of who you really are as a person. And all you're really left with is a nice, good marionette, someone who's constantly being strung along by their emotions. If you let your emotions control you, then you're just a slave to your emotions. You're not your own person, is what I believed at the time. The words promise is stripped of any and all meaning. This is kind of like referencing fake promises that people make, like I'm gonna keep trying and like all of that, which could be true in the moment, but it's like real effort. It's like, sure, we kind of start like acting like change is this sort of thing that isn't really forced. It's like we're constantly trying to overcome ourselves and become better people. And sure, there is like a layer of acting at first in there because you're basically trying to forge a new version of yourself. But it's about owning it, like will. It's about really owning it, being like present in what you're doing, and not just having it as a sort of facade. And let's see if there's anything else worth noting that I have in mind, at least right now, because as I said, I'm not running with a script right now. And of course, you're also welcome to add your own interpretations down in the comments. Maybe I should have added a disclaimer after the reading that you could just pause and add your own interpretations of my poem. I would have loved that. And I think I'm definitely gonna structure it like that next time. Alright, so let's see what else we have here. Once again, like I'm highlighting the importance of, is it like you're thinking about, is it really more difficult? Imagine this. Is it really more difficult to be this sort of person that's constantly guided by their emotions in this almost suffocating way, where your authenticity and your autonomy as a person is being restricted? Or is it harder to be somebody who's like an observer in this person's life? Like you're seeing themselves like destroy themselves, like be consumed by their emotions in this kind of way. What do you believe that is more difficult? Being this sort of person that's constantly guided by their emotions in this sort of destructive way, or being this observer who is powerless to basically stop the self destruction of a person who is really important to you? I really want to know what you think about this sort of thing, this subject. So make sure to leave a comment down below. I would love to hear what you think about this. I decided to speak and I told you to do the same. Just one true word from your meager heart. Was it too much to ask for before throwing the dart? And it's like this references those multiple discussions that I've had with this person, because they had a history of like struggling to tell me when they were upset with something or when something didn't feel quite right in their lives. Not just like pertaining myself, but like when they were having a rough time, I wanted them to lean on me. We want our friends to be able to lean on us and to be honest with us when the going gets tough. And was it too much to ask for before throwing the dart? This is referencing him being aware of my personal history with people and how other people in the past have done me wrong in deeply hurtful ways, similar to the way that he acted when he ghosted me. So he was aware of the impact that this would have on me, and he still chose to do it. Coated in poison, the same that you knew had been time and time again used on me, people using me, leaving me. That's what I mean. Like, this is referencing that he was deeply aware of the kind of suffering that was there in my past. Like, he knew what other people did to me, and he chose to do the same thing. He chose to poison me in the same way that others have done before him. And I am not some marionette that you can just throw out into the fire, for I can face the fire, as I have done time and time again. For I am human, you are not, all you are is a marionette. And this passage here signifies my willingness to keep getting up and keep having faith in people. Even though I get burned sometimes, I keep facing the fire and I don't get consumed by it. I keep choosing to have faith in people. This is what being human is all about. You get burned sometimes, but you can face it. You can survive. There is life after getting burned. But if you're a marionette made out of wood, the intensity of that fire is more likely to consume your entire being. Well, this was my poem, Marionette. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can leave any sort of insights down in the comments, whatever you feel like. I appreciate any sort of engagement or interaction. And I hope you have an amazing day, evening, morning, whatever it is. And remember, be thoughtful and be kind, everyone. I'll be seeing you around. Bye bye.